Hi, everybody. Welcome to Thursday. Hi, Rachel. How are you doing?
Hello, good to see you. Good.
Yeah, good to see you. We missed you last week.
Yes, thank you. Did you
Yeah,
come live?
I was on for like five little minutes
Oh, good. Oh,
just to
good.
say hi. Yeah,
Just to say hi. Keep everybody excited for our series we're
yeah,
doing so they don't think they
right,
lost us.
right. That's
Yeah,
right.
good.
Yeah. I woke up to thunder this morning, Rachel. How about you?
Oh, no, but our weather
Hmm.
definitely has cooled down a little bit. I hope that
Hmm.
thunder doesn't mean lightning and doesn't mean fires in the mountains.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
do love a good thunderstorm, though, but yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, we don't want it to translate into,
Yeah.
yeah, fire.
As long
Yeah,
as that
but it would,
thunderstorm can come with water. Let's get some
yeah,
water.
water. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had so do you have fruit trees or fruit or berries? And
No.
yeah, we are blessed to have neighbors with berries, and they give us permission to pick berries. So we have oodles of blueberries. So it's so funny. My husband said, "Come on, picking berries with me." And we got up bright and early Monday morning. We're out there at 5:30 picking blueberries
Nice.
before the other people who work there come. And my little bucket, he's it's big oodles and oodles and
Yum.
oodles.
Then you
Yeah.
can freeze those, have them throughout the
Mm-hmm.
year. Oh,
Mm-hmm. Let me go
so good.
share. We've
Mhm.
got plenty to share.
There's such an
Yeah.
abundance in the Willamette Valley, that is for sure.
Oh my
Tons of
goodness. Yeah.
berries and
Yeah.
yeah, and fruits.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've been talking about this our hot topic, all
Hot
things
topic.
GLP-1. Hot
Yes.
topic. Yeah. Yeah. We've kind of had a little introduction about what they are and what they do and the different ones that are out there.
Mhm.
Yeah. And we wanted to keep that conversation going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a series, and we're gonna keep adding episodes of this series until we feel like we don't know how many it's going to be. We're just going to keep talking until we
Right.
figure that we've maybe exhausted it. But our hope is that for those of you listening, you're learning something that you didn't know before. Whether you're brand new to GLP-1s and you're thinking about starting one, you're already on a GLP-1, or you have a friend or loved one who's on them and you want to learn more. Um,
Hmm.
they're not going anywhere. They're here to stay. And there's a lot of misunderstanding around this medication and what they do and how to use them properly. So certainly with Dr. Gilbert at Oregon Weight and Wellness, you're going to get that type of care and wrap around service of walking through. That's what the series is called, GLP-1s Done Right.
Hmm.
It's the things that your prescription doesn't come with. There's a lot of information that your prescription doesn't come with when you
Hmm.
start a GLP-1. And if you're looking to do it the right way and to avoid some pitfalls, we're hoping to offer some information around that, and then certainly reach out to us if you're looking for more answers and would like some help.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah. So what are we going to talk about today? We wanted to talk about maybe things that you can think about before you start a GLP-1.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
There's
I guess I have to say from the get-go, the usual, not medical advice. And, we
yes.
really want people to go, seek medical advice. And that
Hmm.
could be us, through our
Yeah.
services at Oregon Weight and Wellness. But yeah, it's important to have, I think, first and foremost, somebody, a physician or provider, nurse practitioner, PA, who really has experience with GLP-1s, with these medications, um, and um, and also experience with coaching through lifestyle change.
Yeah.
So I think that's first and foremost. The prehab is find somebody who
Prehab.
knows what they're doing. Yeah.
Yes. Okay,
Find
good. So
somebody who
step
knows what they're
one.
doing.
Yes, step one in part of your prehab. And this is a new term that I'm hearing more and more in the medical community. So our listeners will start to hear this more and more in podcasts and in different, social media areas, prehabbing. And it can
Mhm.
refer to the best practices before you have a surgery, or
Right.
best practices before you have a knee replacement or joint
Mhm.
replacement. And we're also now using this term to refer to the window you have before you start a GLP-1.
Mhm.
I was listening to a podcast this morning about the 90 days before a woman gets pregnant and
Right.
the importance of the sperm health and the egg health.
Mm.
So
Mm.
there's really more and more emphasis kind of going on what's happening before, you know, are
Right.
we thinking
Yeah.
about the before?
Yeah.
And for many of you, you're already on a GLP-1, so this part of this conversation may not apply, but I think the things we're talking about apply throughout the whole process. They're going to be healthy
Sure.
and important during the whole process.
Yes.
So the prehab process, step one, find your support team, your tribe, your medical support crew. And hopefully this includes a coach, because the provider is prescribing and seeing you at one moment, you know, during your visits. A coach is helping walk through all the changes and how to manage the changes and change your lifestyle, because the goal is to change lifestyle
Right.
so that it's
Yes.
sustainable.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So finding that support system, that
Mhm.
support team is very important. And the
Yeah.
other thing I think, Rachel, that we need to speak to is the mindset going in to use of GLP-1, you know, and what what your expectations are from the medication. You know, we've seen people lose a lot of weight with these medications, and you know, all over social media, or have other untoward side effects. And so sometimes we can go in with to something with some all or none thinking or magical thinking, or telling ourselves stories like, I'm going to lose 50 pounds or whatever, you know, that maybe that this is an end all be all cure all.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So
So yeah, I guess that would be our reasoning for suggesting that step one is to find that support team, is to find a medical team to help you.
mhm.
Preferably a group of people who understands and works with GLP-1s, maybe exclude, you know, like they're obesity specialists. They understand the metabolic world. But because working with the mindset and those expectations so that a person goes in not having that extreme one way or the other, and the fear. It can also help dispel some fear and some myths around these medications.
Right. Yeah. So true. So true. So I think a healthy mindset regarding medication of any sort, including the GLP-1, is to see it as a co-pilot, as a tool. It's one of the tools in the toolbox. And this co-pilot, you know, as a co-pilot, the person is still in the driver's seat. You know, they're navigating the car, they're deciding whether, you know, where to turn, you know, where they're going. And the medication is just the co-pilot that is, you know, helping give direction, but not steering the car. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. It's a great analogy. And which means it kind of highlights the importance of the person getting their mind right, understanding expectations, dispelling myths, understanding the truth, and how to work with those choices, because the person still has to make a choice every day of what they do and don't do. And a team is going to be there to help support you on that. And there are so many things that our patients come up with that are surprises for them as we go through the journey. And I hear them all the time in coaching conversations, you know, and often a symptom or a side effect or a struggle they're having, they don't realize it's connected to the GLP-1 or to their habits around food and lifestyle. And when we identify that, it's such an amazing aha. And now we know what to get to work on. Now we know what to tweak and to shift in order to get better success.
Right. Yeah. So true. So you talked about some of the myths. You know, one of the big myths is, you know, that this is kind of like a savior kind of thing. And I'm not saying it's not a very powerful, important drug in this space, but the person still has to do. The person is still doing the work, right? It's still doing the work. It's a help. It's a helper, but the person's still doing the work. Like it doesn't go to the store for you, right? It doesn't buy groceries for you. It doesn't prepare food for you, you know. So
Yeah.
And that sounds laughable, but there's still work to be done, even though a person's taking the medication. So I might be belaboring this point, Rachel, but it's just so important to go in with a healthy mindset about what medications can and can't do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. Great point. So that's step 2, work, getting help with the mindset. This is part of prehabbing, working on mindset, expectations. Perhaps you start coaching to start to work towards what you want, what your anticipations are, how you plan to go about it. How do you plan to remove barriers in your life so that you can do this, this process well? What would you say step 3 is for prehabbing?
I think, and this is kind of moving, maybe very much related to step 2, but really establishing your why. I think that's a really important thing is, why am I doing this? Is it just to get skinny? Is it to find that number on the scale that has eluded me for 20 years? So, why am I doing it? Because a strong why, Rachel, really helps for long-term success, and the why changes over time. So we see a lot of people, you and I, that have to lose it, that they have to lose weight before they can get a joint replacement. And so their why is to get to their joint replacement weight, and then they get their joint, they do lose the weight, they get their joint replaced, and then they have to reestablish their why.
Yes,
right? To keep going. So, finding the why is really important.
And I want to highlight here that what you think your why is may not be your real why. And I'm here to help you find it. So, like you said, weight loss is typically, I want to lose weight. That's the obvious first start, the first reason somebody might want to.
And why do you want to lose weight? Yeah.
Right.
To get healthier. Okay. So why do you want to get healthier? And so I know I'm kind of jumping in, but this is what a coach does. This is what you do, Rachel, for our patients. You really help them dig a little deeper and get in touch with that, the foundation or that piece that's going to be sustaining them when life throws them a curveball and they feel like giving up. No, they can remind themselves, okay, why am I doing this? Oh, yeah, that's it. And then they can keep going.
Yeah. And you just really highlighted an important piece of, when you were saying it's the co-pilot, not the driver, because I think some of the expectations are that when I take a GLP-1, it's easy. Everything will be easy.
Everything will be easy. Yeah.
And that's just not true. There is still work to be done, and there are barriers to overcome. There are obstacles. There are side effects. There are challenges. Not to mention you're going to be going through normal life, and normal life is going to throw you those challenges. So the why, we know the why has to be something that really matters to you, to your value system, and that will work with your lifestyle, because it needs to work today, but it needs to work tomorrow and the next month and in years to come. It needs to be something you can keep doing.
Right. Yeah. Right. So the next thing, and these are all very closely related, but I think just really worth parsing out. The next thing is how are you going to measure success? What measurements are you going to use that says you're successful? Is it just the number on your scale?
Yeah. And what do we know about when that is the only measurement? What happens? We all know, right? Because we've all been there.
Well, it doesn't, we jump on the scale, it doesn't go down one day, the next day, the third day, and we feel like this isn't working, the heck with it, and we want to throw in the towel. Right? Yeah. Nothing's working. Why am I doing this? I'm giving up. Right.
And in these conversations we have with people, when they have different measurements of success, or they come across a new aha of measurement of success. And we help them highlight that, find it. We help, hey, hold on, did you hear what you just said? And we highlight those positives, the wins that they didn't even realize was a win. They now kind of reformat their perspective. They kind of refocus and go, oh, whoa, other things are going on here. It's not just the scale that matters. And it really opens and broadens the journey for them and the experience.
Yeah. And yes, it's so important. It's so important for long-term success. Rachel, I know we have found this, in working with so many people that, that the scale is part of it, but it's not all of it.
No.
And actually our focus is going to be more over here in lifestyle change, and then weight will follow, Yeah. And, and I've seen it time and time again where, what you mentioned, it just opens up a whole new, just a different experience. It's not, for lack of better word, no, I guess I don't want to, I don't want to, be disrespectful for, other commercial programs that, once upon a time that were just calorie, but, so I won't mention any names, but it's just a different experience, right? From previous experiences where you just jumped on the scale and, you got your pin or you didn't get your pin.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. And it's a beautiful journey when people release that. We help coach and guide them through releasing that, how to find the hangups there, the old stories, the old belief systems. When they let that go, they drop it off, and we can step into a new version, a new story. There's so much freedom and release. And again, these are stories of people who are taking a GLP-1 or not. This is just what we help, because some of our patients aren't on GLP-1. So we're just talking about the overall support and guidance and way to success and sustain success.
Yeah. So I think those are all very important. And summing up, as far as expectations of the medications, what you're bringing to the table, what and maybe being open to what you don't know and learning. And then secondly, you're establishing your why. And thirdly, or fourthly, I guess, what are we on? How are you measuring success?
Excellent. Yep. That was step 4. So let's move into step 5, which might be a little bit, those were more mental, emotional, psychological kind of processes. Now, what would you say are some of the more hands-on, like tactile?
So what is my nutrition going to look like? I think is a really important, big topic to think about. And what am I willing to make a change? What is my nutrition like now? Maybe, and how do I measure that? And then, what changes am I maybe willing to make to hopefully help the, taking a medicine like a GLP-1, maybe a little easier or less side effect, give less side effects.
What would you say about the gut microbiome? Why would gut health be important before starting a GLP-1? Right.
Well, because, that's where the GLP-1 works, in the gut. Right. And so the healthier the microbiome, the most likely the less problems that a person is going to have. I will say this, though, Rachel, that there's a handful of patients, it's very interesting in my experience, who've had things like irritable bowel or something like that. And once they get on a GLP-1, it's a night and day difference. It's really interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. So, there are things about this medicine that we are still learning, lots of things that we are still learning, and its effect on the microbiome itself. But to your point, going in, you want to have a healthy gut. You want to have a healthy gut in general. So, especially when you're, taking a medication.
And what does that mean when we say a healthy gut and focusing on a healthy gut? Of course, these are things that we individually work on with every single one of your patients and every one of my clients. This is a topic of conversation. It's right up there with our check-ins and with coaching and the conversation. What does that mean to have a healthy gut? Like, what are
Yeah.
the ways that we do that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, so I think what it means to me is to make sure that the bugs that are
Mhm.
there are the ones that should be there, and then I don't want to have the ones that shouldn't be there. So that's kind of a simple way of looking. We have like so many bacteria
Yeah.
in our gut, and and um, more bacteria in the gut than cells in the body. I think they've said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're more bug than we are human.
Yeah, apparently something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, and so I want to make sure that I care for the
Mhm.
healthy bacteria in my gut. So I'm growing healthy bacteria.
Mhm.
I'm creating an environment that grows healthy
Mhm.
bacteria, encourages that growth, but
Yeah.
discourages the growth of bad bacteria.
And
And
how do we do
so,
that?
yeah, awesome question. Yeah, it's by eating whole real food, Rachel, and
Mhm.
mostly plants,
Mhm.
because yeah, I think we've talked about it before. There's four things. We need to seed the gut with healthy bacteria, and that can
Mhm.
be from fermented foods,
Mhm.
right? That
Mhm.
have live cultures in them. These foods have bacteria. We're eating the bacteria that we
Yeah.
want to seed and reproduce in our gut.
Yeah.
And that can be from kimchi or sauerkraut or sourdough bread or
Mhm.
some yogurts, um, um, pickles, and can be fermented. So
Mhm.
many fermented foods out there, and that are so good for the gut.
Yeah.
And then, so we want to seed the gut with healthy
Mhm.
bacteria, and then we want to feed the gut with fiber. Fiber we know comes from plants.
Mhm.
And we've talked about at Oregon Weight and Wellness 5 cups of vegetables in your day as a target, and 5 colors in your
Mhm.
in of the vegetables, and 5 cups
Mhm.
to get the amount of fiber that you need to feed all those good bacteria in your gut.
Right.
Um, 5 because of the polyphenols, which also help with healthy microbiome and having a healthy gut.
Mhm.
And then the other thing is using resistant starch, because
Mhm.
resistant starch
Mhm.
looks to your colon like fiber, and it's food for your healthy bugs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, eating, so step one for our patients is those 5 cups, 5 colors. And once people are really good with that, then we move on to phase two, which is 30 different plants in your week.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
diversity. The
Mhm.
diversity is, I heard somebody describe it recently that, back in the olden days, and this is probably still a good recommendation, it was 7 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. And it's kind
Mhm.
of vague what that means. But unfortunately, what that started to do is people picked their top 7, their
Mm.
favorite 7 fruits and vegetables, and they just ate
Mhm.
them on repeat,
Yeah.
right? If they even ate them at all, let's be
Mm.
honest. But the same ones over and over again, better eating them than not eating any.
Sure.
But we know now more about the diversity
Mhm.
of the gut, and therefore the diversity of the fiber.
Yeah.
So that's always a fun challenge. We have a challenge, and we've got some PDF resource documents that people use, and sometimes we even include that in part of our group coaching cohorts
Mhm.
and our
Mhm.
year-end challenges and things like that.
Mhm.
And it's fun. It can be interesting because it's a challenge. How do I get more? Where do I
Right. Right.
find another diverse plant?
Yes.
So there's lots of strategies around that, but yeah.
Yeah.
So starting with just the quantity and the colors, and then
Mhm.
moving into the diversity. And really, if you're moving to diversity, you're going to get the colors. I promise.
Right. Oh, it's so
Um,
true. It's so
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, at our recent cooking class, our chow class,
Mhm.
yeah, we showed, I don't know how many plants we had on that table. It was, yeah,
We should
it was,
count it next
we should,
time. We need to
we should
count
count.
it.
We should count.
Yeah.
We need to count. Yeah.
We need to count. Yeah.
Mhm. It was a lot. It was a lot. Plenty of
It was a
colors,
lot.
plenty of diversity. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so that's another thing that we do for patients. We don't just talk about it, we teach them and hands-on show how to get that diversity
Yeah.
that's really going to help them help their gut, which is going to help decrease symptomatology or
Mhm.
side effects, from a medication like GLP-1. Yeah.
Right. It's the hands-on, it's the education, it's the
Mhm.
how, and then the design of it.
Yeah.
It's one thing to know there, but there's always a huge gap between the knowing what to do and then how and putting it into
Mhm.
action. And of course,
Yeah.
that's where most of human behavior, that's where we fumble, is we
Right.
know what we want to do or what we should
Mhm.
do, but then
Mhm.
getting it done.
Yeah.
So that's another
Yeah.
area.
Yeah,
So
because a
speaking
lot
of,
of these things are new to us, and
Mhm.
our default is to what's tried and true.
Right,
Yeah, yeah.
right,
So
right. Yeah.
we need that nurturing nudge to do the new and unpredictable.
Mhm.
Yeah, and step
Mhm.
out
And
of our
it's,
little comfort zone.
yeah, with safety nets and with support
Mhm.
and guidance
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
conversations that help us normalize what's hard and celebrate the
Mhm.
wins, and then find that
Mhm.
next little step forward. What's that next tiny step? And let's help guide you there so that you're
Right.
regularly moving forward.
Yeah.
And that's really, I think, one of the keys to what we do is every single patient of yours has regular touch points
Mm.
ongoing with you
Mhm.
and I. And it's not here, we'll talk to you in 6 weeks. It's nope, we're going to
Right.
talk to you next Monday.
Yeah. Right.
You got an
That's right.
appointment,
Yeah.
with me
Yeah.
or you. And that keeps momentum. It keeps inspiration,
Mm.
motivation,
Mhm.
and support. And we
Yeah.
do better when we are supported. We have
Yeah.
better success when we're supported.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yes, we are easily accessible by text, and phone, email,
Mhm.
mostly text and email. That's probably the quickest way, that we respond well,
Mhm.
and answer questions, and we know that there will be a lot of questions in the beginning and as people move through, and
Mhm.
I love answering questions, actually. It's
Yeah,
good.
it's great.
Mhm.
It's especially, when it feels like the person hasn't had the answer anywhere else, or is
Mhm.
confused by what's out there.
Mhm.
And then you have the
Yeah, and
opportunity
it
to guide
also
them.
tells me that the person's thinking and is engaged and wants to know and is being empowered with new knowledge, and
Yeah.
yeah, it wants to take a hold of their health and really do something. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. When
so
those messages come in, it's just so encouraging. Like, oh man, they're really thinking about this, or oh man,
mhm,
they're
mhm,
really living this out in the real world.
right,
Hey, I'm on vacation. Well, what do I do? How help
mhm,
me?
yeah, yeah, right,
And it's
right,
like, yes, you're applying it throughout all
mhm,
aspects of your
yeah,
life.
so good,
Wow.
yeah. I think we're kind of
Okay.
coming to the end of our time here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we did a good job covering the basics of prehab. There are so
Mhm,
much more, of course, to it, but
mhm,
basically, as an overview, get your support team, work on
mhm,
mindset and expectations, establish your why, figure out what your measurements are of success, and then working on the nutritional side of things to prehab.
mhm,
So you're prehabbing your mind, your emotion, your heart,
mhm.
mind, body, and soul.
Yeah, that's
Getting
right.
those really getting those up to speed and prepared, and then you're off and running.
Yeah, perfect. All right. Well,
Okay.
thanks so much, Rachel. Always
Yeah.
great to talk with you. Do you have a second to tell us what's for dinner?
Yeah. What's for dinner tonight is, well, we're working on leftovers still. We had a bunch of batches of things and had
Mhm,
frozen a bunch, and now we're kind of like cleaning out the freezer. So this is like,
mhm. Yeah,
we're just sort of like, let's dig through the freezer a bit. So it's like buffet. Nothing
oh,
makes
nice.
sense. Nothing goes with each other, but it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
You just a little
Yeah,
bit of this, a little bit of that.
that's great.
How about you?
Yeah, well, my son's gonna grill us some grass-fed finished steak, so we're gonna have
Mm,
that lean steak along with, and I got to the bottom of my base salad at lunch today, so I'm gonna be back in there chopping up lots of the
starting a
different
new one.
vegetables for my
Yeah.
base salad. Yeah, yeah.
Which is one of the easiest ways to get those 5 cups, 5 colors, and
Mhm,
diversity. It really
mhm.
is. When you look
Yeah.
at that bowl, you're like, bang, 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 bang. You just nailed it. Right?
Nailed it.
Check, 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 check. Yeah.
That's right. All right. Well,
All
have a
right.
great rest of your day.
You too.
Thanks,
We'll see you next week,
everybody.
everybody. Take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye.